Hello and welcome to the boudoir of Lucy Davis. Ladies and gents, how are we? Happy Monday. I hope you are well. I am buzzing off the back of what has been going on these last few days. I am absolutely buzzing, but not everyone is. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in a little while. So as you guys know, my name is Lucy Davis. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You can tell by the clothing that I'm wearing, it's freezing in England. But I'm not going to sit here and bitch and whinge about that tonight. I want to talk to you about a couple of really brief little things, and then I am going to welcome in the gorgeous Emma Wright, and we are going to have such a powerful conversation today on soul connections. We're going to have a powerful conversation on karmic relationships. We're going to be talking about soulmates, and we're going to be talking about a subject that I've avoided like the freaking plague since my book has come out, and that is about twin flames. So we are going there officially, ladies and gents, tonight, right here on this channel. Grab a cup of tea, grab a glass of wine, grab your duvet if you're living in a cold country, and get snuggly because we are about to go off. Now, before we do that, I want you all to go and hit the thumbs up button. If you're on Facebook, please go and smash the love heart or the thumbs up or whatever it is. And guys, to help me get this shadow ban that I've been put on. I don't know why I've been shadow banned, but a number of you have been telling me I have been shadow banned. So please, 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 can you comment like crazy tonight? Yeah, I want comments. We want questions. We want to go there. I'm also going to manage expectations that I'm going to have a beautiful little soul walking through the door at some point, bringing me dinner. So I'm just throwing that out there because Mondays are back to back for myself with clients, and one-to-ones have gone crazy with me at the moment. I cannot say to you guys, I have literally been back to back to back all day today. I've had tiny little snippets here and there, and I've got an hour after this for me to be able to eat some food, which is why my gorgeous little earth angel is bringing me dinner. And what's the other thing that I was going to say to you guys? So I'm on the road, as you guys know. I don't live in the UK anymore, but I am on the road, and I am going off, like I've done maybe 2,000 miles already. I did a really, really, really incredible, powerful event yesterday in Fareham. The one in Bolton was great on Saturday, but the one yesterday, I have to just mention really briefly. That event changed me as a person. I will never be the same person again after that event. And this is the most beautiful thing about it. Sometimes, well, I never know what I'm going to talk about when I turn up to an event, but the event that I went to yesterday completely changed me as a person. It's activated the mama bear back inside of me. And not that that's ever gone, but I am 1,000,000% focused. And this is God's plan for me, right? I am 1,000,000% focused on the children. Now, as you guys know, I used to run the protests in London, all around the children and, you know, helping us raise certain subjects and the consciousness on certain subjects. My passion is back, but not in that way. A beautiful girl yesterday, who I'm going to be doing some work with, turned around to me and said, "The world's a mess. The world is a mess. Why on earth should I love myself? Why on earth should I keep going when there's no point?" They were the words she used with me. There's no point. It broke my heart into a million pieces. And I'm not over exaggerating with that. I gulped. I shed a tear. She was crying. Her mum was like, "What's going on here?" Like, didn't expect that to come out of her daughter's mouth. So I am massively on a mission now to bring the mental health back into alignment for the children. I have already committed to this morning. I'm running 2 soul schools this year for kids and kids alone. I am going to give them their power back. I am tired of hearing of the self-harming, the eating disorders, the attempted suicides that are taking place right now. And so I have a new passion in my body, and I'm going to be really real with you guys. Like, nothing is stopping this mama bear now. And I would really like your support with this. I would really, really like your support. We have to make progress. We have to unwind. And the girl that went through this and was talking to me yesterday, it was COVID. COVID is the reason that she does not feel happy, does not feel secure. That period of lockdown, and I've actually spoken to somebody else today that basically said that their child is no longer their child because of lockdown. So ladies and gents, we really need to get on top of this. We have stripped our children bare for 2 years of everything that they needed and everything they loved. So Mama Bear is back in the building, ladies and gents. Like, Mama Bear is back. Not that she ever left, but Mama Bear is really, really reactivated. And let me tell you straight, I'm coming for the bastards that did these for the children. Excuse my French. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to fight. I'm literally going to get it sorted. So I'm going to need you guys to work with me and help me create the most amazing, safe space for our children so that we can unwind all of this damage that has been taken. Now, if this resonates with you, please share this. Please love it. Please, whatever, just go share it in all of the groups that you're in. Go and share it absolutely everywhere, because that is what I'm here to do. I will do a separate video on this, maybe next Monday, maybe another time, but I promise you, Mama Bear was pissed back then. Mama Bear has just, had a honeypot taken. That's the way that I'm going to say this. Literally, and I'm going to leave it there for right now. The other thing that I wanted to just bring up into consciousness right now is a lot of people are getting sick. I've spoken to one of my best friends on the phone today, and she is full of cold. She's streaming. And I had to have a little conversation with her. Sweetheart, you're purging. And I asked her this question. So if you're sick right now, and I know this is a bit of a tangent from the subject that we're going to talk about, we're going to get spicy with that in a minute. Emma's patiently waiting in the waiting room for me. She's like, come on, girl, let me at it. Let me at it. But basically, if you are sick right now, you are purging based on you've probably taken a backward step. Boom. Truth bombs going off tonight. If you have been working along something, and I had this recently, I was working along something, I shut my voice down and I got sick for a couple of days. If you guys remember, before Christmas, I got sick for a couple of days. I lost my voice and things like that. So if you are getting sick right now, know that you have taken a step back. Own it. None of this victim consciousness BS. That's probably, I haven't taken a step back. Listen, guys, you know what I'm like. I'm going to call it the way that it is. I'm not going to fluff it up. I'm not going to make you feel better. I'm not going to stroke your hair. I'm literally just going to inform you of the information that is going on. My channeling has gone to a whole new level in the last few weeks. My team will vouch for this. I say something and boom, within a few minutes to a few hours, it's there, it's done. It's like something has been unlocked in me within probably, Emma will vouch for this, probably 2.5 weeks it's been since, and something has shifted within me, and I am channeling like an absolute bomb, So I'm going to be open about it. Thank you very much for your comment, Mace. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That fills my heart full of joy. Thank you for that. I really, really, really do appreciate it. So if you are somebody who is sick right now, please own it. Please look at yourself and ask yourself where you have taken a step back, and then go do the work. Please go do the work. You guys know the way that I suggest doing the work. Grab your journal, figure it out. What is it? Where do we need to go with this? Like, sickness does not need to take place. Dis-ease does not need to take place. You're getting dis-ease and sickness because you are not in alignment. Christine, I've got a funny message for you. I figured out who number 3 is. Just so you know, I'm going to message you after this. We're bringing it into alignment. We're bringing it into alignment. Okay. Anyway, I just had to share these couple of little insights that I've been getting about, what's been coming through with the people being sick and things like that. So I'm not going to go into all the energetics of it because it just doesn't make any sense. But yes. So tonight's YouTube live is going to be a little bit different. I am being joined by somebody who I love very, very much. She's become a very, very dear, dear, dear friend of mine, a soul sister, definitely. But she's become a very dear friend of mine over the last couple of years. And we have had some riots together, to say the least. I'm actually going to share some footage soon. In fact, maybe I will even do that tonight. Maybe I will do that tonight in Conscious Conversations. But we've got some amazing footage of our trips and our travels. So this girl has seen me at my best. She's picked me up when I've been sobbing at my worst. She's been on Many adventures with me is always adventure with Lucy. Even if we just go for a cup of tea, it's an adventure. People are brave coming for a cup of tea with me. People are brave coming on a wander with me. And Emma came to Israel and Jordan, so she's literally seen me at my best. And the subject that Emma and I are very, very intertwined and interlinked on is relationships. So without further ado, all right, my girl.
Hello, beautiful.
How are
Well,
you?
I was tearing up then with that introduction.
That was a desired effect. Well, we've got to show some love, guys. Hit the thumbs up for Emma. Hit the love heart. Like let her know that we're good. We're happy to see her. Bring in the hearts. You know, we know it's all about the love. So, let's just talk a little bit about what it's like to come on an adventure with me, and then we'll step into the subject just because it'll be fun for people to hear it from somebody else's perspective for a change.
Well, where'd you start? It's when I was telling people I'm going away for a few days, and you suddenly realise away, when everyone is away, they go, "Are you going on a holiday?" And it's like, no, no, it is not a holiday. I'm leaving the country, so I'm using the words away and I'm staying out, but it was not a holiday. Life changing, and I would do it again in a heartbeat, whether it's exhausting or not exhausting. You literally don't stop. You do not stop, Mrs.
The funny thing about it was you had your hand up the other day about this one that I'm just about to go on. You were like, "Oh, I'll book my flight, shall I?"
Yeah, because it's a different energy. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's so for those of you that don't know me very well, I travel the world realigning the energies. I get callings and I intuitively go and I do stuff. And Emma very, very beautifully offered to come to me come with me, more to the point, in July of last year, when I was going to Jordan and Israel. And I knew I had to go to both Jordan and Israel. And Emma was like, "I'm sorry, Lucy, you can't go there on your own. I'm not going to allow you as a girl on your own to go there on your own. I'm coming with you." And I was like, she's proper taking it for the team. She was properly taking it for the team. And it was, it was wild. I like what Alison's put. Yeah, well, she's had time to recover now. That was July. How many missions have I done since then? It's been wild, hasn't it?
But, it's like childbirth. You forget, and I'll go on another, then I'll forget. Then I'll go on another.
It's absolutely wild. People don't realise it. They think because it looks really beautiful, and it is beautiful wherever I end up going. But it's never as simple as what people think. You know, I went to speak yesterday. It wasn't just speaking. This was about a catastrophic shift that needed to take place. You know, on the route there, I had to stop and do some energy work. You know, like, this is the thing. It's never just a trip back to do speaking gigs. I'm like, oh God. Even before I got to the place on Saturday where I had to go in Bolton, I ended up taking a massive detour all through the hills because I needed to really realign some energies. Like, it's never just what you guys see. It's never just a straightforward trip with me, ever. And yeah, Emma and I had some amazing times, didn't we? It was long, it was fast, it was fucking upsetting, it was exciting. I mean, we literally got all of it thrown at us, didn't we, when we were away?
Yeah, sandstorms like you see in the movies, trying to stop us from driving. Yeah.
And everyone calls me the whirlwind, so I'm like, okay, the whirlwind's home.
Yeah. But amazing.
Yeah, we must do another one. We must do another one. That's for
sure. Are you
watching,
Kev? Are you watching?
Kevin, pay attention. She wants to come again. She wants to come again. Okay, Emma. So you and I spoke last week about exactly this subject. And because I was like, look, I'm getting this information and I feel that this needs to happen and I feel we need to speak about this. And everybody knows that I've avoided talking about twin flames for a very long time. You know, I changed my perspective on twin flames a long time ago. And, you know, I've just avoided talking about the subject since then. So for me to sit here tonight and be like, let's go there, you know, it's going to get spicy. You know, there's been some shifts, you know, there's some changes that are taking place around the world right now. So my desire for this evening is very, very, very let's talk about soulmates, let's talk about karmic relationships, and let's talk about twin flames. Now, I think it's probably best if we start with karmic relationships, Em, if that's okay with you, because karmic, we're purging so much karma right now, aren't we? Like on an individual level, we are clearing so much karma on a planetary level, on a collective consciousness level. So I think karmic is probably the place where we should start. So, for those of you that don't know Emma's a psychic medium. She's a psychic channel. And she can channel him. So if you see her start doing this at any point through this video, just know that God knows what's going to come through. It might be Emma speaking on behalf of something, or it might be an energy that's coming through, and no doubt it will present itself like it always does. So whatever happens here is going to happen here. But Emma and I, on a human level and on a channel level, we connect very deeply on this subject, don't we? So it's extremely, extremely important. So, what's your take, or in fact, can you give a little bit of what you perceive or what you believe a karmic relationship to mean? Like literally just like, what does it mean to you?
I always struggle with the karmic ones, but when I go into it, say, they'll start telling me now. When I go into it, karmic to me is I always believe it's who you attract energetically. So I've always said, oh, it's a karmic relationship. If you're putting out a lot of love, you're going to get someone that's going to come in with a lot of love. If you're putting out a lot of feistiness, you're going to attract feistiness. That feistiness energy back to you. Okay. It's more of a controlled, the way I see it, as the karmic one, as opposed to the soul and the twin flame. They're set in stone, they're contracted.
Yeah, so for me, a karmic relationship, and it's certainly what I've got, is a karmic relationship is somebody that's going to bring through your karma. So karmic relationships are not nice.
You've explained it better than me.
That's fine, babe. This is why we're doing this together, right? And I know when it comes to twin flames, I'm going to be like this. I know that's coming, because this subject really, really is, it was a massive, massive, massive part of my book. So like for me, this is really revisiting things that I kind of didn't think I ever would, So karmic relationships are, remember that person that came in your life and broke your freaking heart. That's a karmic relationship. Remember that person that cheated on you. That's a karmic relationship, because maybe last lifetime you cheated on them.
Yeah, I called it in.
Balance. It's about bringing the karma back in. So like Emma said, yes, there are relationships where you can give out a lot of love and you can receive a lot of love back, because it's like mirroring, and that's what you're putting out, you're getting back. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing is, at the moment, is karma is being so activated. It's so rife that we are literally meeting people right now that are bringing this to the surface for us. So now you've got my perspective on it, Emma. What's your feels where karmic relationships are concerned? Do you like, what do you feel? Do you feel that they're a bit icky, or like, I mean, they're necessary, right?
I think they're necessary. I think you've got to go through your karmic and put right your past to your present, your future to your present, to call in your twin flame and your soulmate. These karmic energies are a necessity, and it's a wake up call. It's I don't think they're nice. I don't think karmic energies are nice, because again, you could also be looking at the bad parts of you, at what you've possibly done in your past life. So anything that makes you sit there and go, oh wow, I called this in, or I created this in a past life, is going to make you go, I don't like it, don't believe in it, no, not listening to it. But you've just got to accept it. And it's emotional going through things like that. It's heartache and it's emotional, and to get through it, you've got to accept it.
Here she is. Here she is. That's okay. Okay, so for me personally, like this karmic stuff, I mean, karma is not nice to clear, right? But we've all got it. Like we've all got it. Now, I look at karmic relationships as kind of like dancing with the devil, you know, like you've all heard me use that saying on a couple of occasions, and that's what it is, you know. It's very, very much, okay, what do I need to do from here? Now, karmic relationships are the most difficult, almost as difficult as a twin flame relationship to step away from. Like that.
Yeah, it's a bad addiction, the karmic energy, and it's yeah.
Exactly. So karmic relationships, as much as they are not nice, you kind of can't let it go. And actually, a good friend of mine in Australia, she's actually said to me before, you know, I'm sure I'm in a twin flame relationship. I'm sure I'm in a twin flame relationship. And I'm like, it sounds freaking karmic to me, you know, and that's not me judging, but that's just like everything that's been shared with me. It very, very much sounds karmic because it's almost a bit emotionally abusive, you know, that kind of thing. So we need to recognize where there's this, and obviously we'll get to this in a bit, this chaser runner situation more often than not with twin flames, and against when it is literally just, you know, karmic. It's something that you need to find your voice on. You need to say no to. You need to close down, or you need to have your standards and your boundaries, and you know, I know I have been in at least 2 karmic relationships, at least 2 in my life. One was my kryptonite, if you like I was obsessed with him. Like, he was my kryptonite. I would have done anything for this guy. You'll know who this is. She knows who this is. Yeah, you can sit up here. You don't have to sit down.
Is she on the floor?
She just perched up on the floor. I'm like, okay, cool, there's a couch here, but you know, and she's like, no, I'm good, thank you. So yeah, what I was saying is the karmic relationships are almost addictive, like Emma suggested. They are addictive. They're kind of like you want to chase, you'll do anything for them, and it doesn't matter what they do to you. You're still, you know, it's like you'll give. It's almost like you become codependent, even though you're not codependent. Like I'm a very, very strong independent woman, let's be honest. And back then I was even worse than I am now. You know, I certainly hadn't worked on that element. But this guy managed to really, and I couldn't get it. As soon as I broke that cycle, oh my God, did I feel different. And the irony, and this is very, very real with karmic relationships, about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years after I left him, maybe even 10, I don't know, he messaged me out of the blue when I was sat at Miami airport, "You were the one that got away." My response, "Not today, Satan, not today." Literally, like, it had to be done. I was like, you were my karmic relationship. You absolutely destroyed me for a while. But you know what? I'm so grateful to that person. And it wasn't intentional. He got sent in here to do a job to get me to a point whereby I realized how nasty it was to treat somebody like that, so that I would never treat somebody like that in this lifetime. And I'm so grateful for it. Believe it or not, I'm so grateful for it. And then I've had another karmic relationship. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it was massively karmic. You know, at the time, I genuinely thought it was a soulmate. I knew it wasn't a twin flame relationship. I thought it was a soulmate. I thought it was a past experience, but actually it ended up being a false past experience. It was a karmic lesson, and it was to teach me to trust my freaking intuition, because I knew from the get-go, but I still went along with it. So, you know, so I'm sharing. I don't know if you want to share about a karmic relationship.
My ex before Kev was probably karmic relationship. I was with him for 16 years. I was 17 when I met him. I had 4 children to him, but I thought he was a soulmate, but he was 100% karmic. And I'm the same as you. I am so grateful for him, because he come along, and I know it's karmic, because he come along with the tools I needed for me to embrace my path and my destiny in this lifetime, because I was very much victim mode, very much still around a lot of the abusers that was around. He come along, and then he become my way out. So then he was my everything, and I would do anything for him. Whatever he did, you know, I would make excuses. We were bad for each other. I'm not saying I was perfect. We were bad for each other. He brought out the worst in me. And even now, as we've got 4 kids together, I can speak to him for 2 minutes, and Kev will see an Emma that he's never seen before.
Yeah.
And it's
I reckon this person could still press my buttons if he
yeah.
wanted to. I mean, I reckon if I bumped into him, which I've only done once in all the time since we split up, I reckon he could probably still press my buttons, even though I've got I mean, maybe not, but even if I just haven't got that emotional attachment to him at all, like literally at all. But do you know what? I'm so grateful. You know, I am so grateful.
Yeah. And you can detach. So people go, I hear it so many times in readings, but I've got kids with them, can't detach. And I'm like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You're in control of your energy, and yes, you can. Because I have got 4 children to him, and one of them has been a bit of a nightmare. So we've had to co-parent quite intense with each other for the last few years. And I clearly just put this bubble, like only high vibrations getting in. And you're not coming into my energy field. If you're coming into it, drag it down. So we will talk, we can converse, I can laugh and joke with him, I can get a bit serious with him, but never now do I put the phone down from him and feel, because it used to be where I would feel like he'd suck the life out of me and I wouldn't know what direction I was going in. I'd be sat there going, was that me or was that him? Was that my fault? And now I'm so in control of my energy. I'm like, no, you were a tool. You were sent. We've gone through it. 16 years I was with him. He'll have a space in my heart forever. But
yeah, what's really interesting is a lot of people use children to stay attached to their ex
all the time.
Really important to know. I know people very close to me that are so attached to their ex and they use it as the reason of the children. It's nothing to do with the children. You know, like it, and it's like, oh, wow, okay, fine. You know, you're obviously not ready to break that. You're obviously not ready to move on from that. Like, who am I to judge? None of my goddamn business. But
exactly.
At the end of the day, like, you have to be honest with yourself and recognize where you've got attachments. Now, I feel even when you're in a loving relationship, having an attachment to a person and an attachment to an outcome is what's going to crucify your relationship. Like, it's that expectation, it's that you know, that level that completely crucifies everything. So you know, I just wanted to pop that out there. Okay, let's move on from karmic relationships. If you've got any questions, Jill, I have seen your comment. I'll come back to it later because I just want to get through, make sure that we've got through the body of the context first and the information before we take other questions. So from my perspective, Emma, soulmate relationships are 2 beautiful souls that come together and they have a pretty much peaceful and harmonic relationship. I'm not saying you don't argue. I'm not saying you don't do the normal human stuff of having different opinions and stuff like that. But generally, soulmate relationships are beautiful and they're very long lasting. It's the kind of person that you want to marry. You know, that's a soulmate relationship. It's very, you know, it's very beautiful. It's very loving. It's very understanding. You know, like I say, we still have the normal human side of things. Now, just an added little bit before I get Emma to share her perspective on this. I truly believe that you have got multiple soulmates. And depending on where you are in your journey, people cross your paths. Now, you may meet a soulmate and they might be like, oh my God, I know I've done this with you before and I really love you and I really want to be with you. But the thing is if that person is going off in a different direction to you, or if, you know, this situation is like, obviously, if you're like ascending and the other person is staying where they are, which is happening a lot, obviously, with what's been going on for the last few years around the world, that soulmate will be removed and you will go on and you will meet the next soulmate. So, Em, what's your perspective on what I've just shared there?
Yeah, I'm very similar with that because soulmates. You can, with me, I always say you can also call them soul friends because you have lots. You know, you could be my soulmate, but it doesn't mean it's going to be intimate.
I like what you've just said there, because there is soul connections, soul friends, soul family. Like, I know you're part of my soul family, you know. So when I'm talking about soulmates, I'm literally talking about the intimate, just so that you guys know. But Emma's absolutely bang on. Like, Emma is a soulmate of mine, but it's just not an intimate soulmate.
No.
You know, it's she's a soul sister, she's a friend, she's a family member to me, you know, that kind of thing. So just I love the fact that you raised that, Emma. Thank you for that. Sorry, carry on, babe.
No, that's fine. But yeah, like you said, with soulmates, we're here for each other's journey, I feel, and you can bounce from one to another. And you've heard it before, haven't you? People, no, I don't. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm getting taught.
Let them come through. If they want to talk to me, let them come through. I don't mind if you don't mind.
I've just got this goddess, and she said, I'm the goddess of souls, soulmates. I can come through. I'm like, no, just tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, this is Emma tonight, you know.
She's very floaty. She's saying, think of us as stars. Soulmates are stars. There's lots of them. Each individual one, when you connect, you have a little explosion. That's how she's explaining it to me. She said, soulmates, you're stars, and you have an explosion of love.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. I just want to comment on a point that's been raised on Facebook. I said this, I believe soulmates as in non-romantic. No, that's not what I'm saying. Soulmates are romantic. You've got soul connections that are not romantic. They're not
like soul friends,
family, soul friends, soul connections. Okay, just to make that really, really clear. I don't want the wording to get confused. So soulmates is an intimate relationship. It's somebody that you kind of meet and you're like, wow, you feel like home to me.
Yeah, I did that. I met someone and had that soulmate connection, and he was. I knew he wasn't forever, but I knew we were connecting, and I knew we were both going through our lessons and our levels, which made it even more beautiful, because I was aware that, you know, you're going to be a big lesson and I'm a big one for you, and I know now from afar he's much better person for the connection he had with me, and I appreciated my next step when I went up to my twin flame. So soulmates, I do think you can have more than one. Yeah. And people get confused with it, and that's where the confusion comes in. I love him, but I love them, and I think I'm connecting to them both. You probably are. Because but I believe that we write this plan, and we knew that they were coming to us at that time, and that was the journey we were. You know, we wrote that in 1999 we'd meet him, and in 2001 we'd meet him. So they're lessons, but there's definitely, you can definitely have more than one.
Yeah.
Soulmate.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get them at the same time. I just want to be really clear with that.
Oh, no.
I know my first ever serious boyfriend, I was with him for 5 years. He was a soulmate. We were literally two peas in a pod. We got reunited. He was there to support me, to protect me, to love me, to help me grow. Well, it wasn't easy. I'm not saying that, but we had an amazing relationship. I then met another soulmate as that relationship was coming to a close. I met another soulmate. I was with him for 6 years. So I had 2 back-to-back soulmate relationships, because you know, obviously the path that I had written, and I agree with you, Emma, we do write our blueprint. You know, we really, really do just write it down, and we're like, right, I'm going to connect with you, and when you come in, it's going to be really cool, but then we're going to have this really nasty breakup, but like, let's try and be friends. Like, that's what we say when we come in, but it's, you know, it never works out quite that way, does it? Because human ego and everything else gets intertwined in. But so, and then what happened after that for me is I had was it the karmic one? I think it might have been the karmic one that I had after that, you know, and that stung like an absolute mofo. Fill in the blanks, you know, like it was really, 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 really painful. And then I had a soulmate relationship, you know, like so it kind of brings the balance back in, and kind of like, you know, lets things level out a little bit.
Remind you.
And then I had a freaking other karmic one. Just for good measure, in case I missed the memo. I don't know why I signed up for this lifetime, but my goodness gracious me, was it a rocket? Was it a rocket?
Yeah, you've had a few storms sent your way.
Yeah, all good fun though, Em. You know what? I've learned so much.
I was going to say, but look at you now. and your vibration, everything. You can hear it in your voice, the changes you've had over the last 2 weeks. It's not oh, she's just had her hair done, or she's just looking good. No, your vibration, your aura, everything about you, the difference in the symmetrics in the way you smile, the vibration from it, you've changed, you've gone up. And yeah, it's stung and it's hurt, but you know you've gone up your ladder like you were supposed to.
Yeah, I think really in the last 6 months that's happened. I think that has been a rocket journey for me. The last 6 months, particularly, before that was not particularly great. You know, but the last 6 months, I feel I've just gone up, and people like they're constantly saying to me, Lucy, you're glowing, Lucy, you're glowing, you look amazing, you look this, you look that, which is fantastic. And I appreciate all of your feedback on that, by the way. But it's, yeah, I just feel like I'm leveling up in a way that I've never leveled up, you know, and my gifts are so much more online right now because of certain things that have happened recently. But it's amazing. Like, we meet soulmates for this growth, you know, like you said a minute ago, like we meet soulmates for lessons. Like the karmic ones come in to literally destroy you, you know, and that happened last year to me, you know, like, let's be honest about it, that happened last year. So it's it's a wild journey. Now I'm just looking at the time, and we've got about 22 minutes left. So I think it's time that we go into the old twin flames, don't you?
You know, I read Lucy about 1.5 years ago. It might even be 2 now.
Emma, we're not doing that.
I'm not going into it. I'm just saying I mentioned the word twin flame and you just went, no, I'm not going into detail. I just mentioned the word twin flame and Lucy went, no.
Don't agree with it. Don't agree with it anymore. I
just mentioned the word twin flame and I was like, and she went, no, I know who it is. And then went, and I was like, okay.
So can I just share my perspective? For those of you that haven't heard me speak about twin flames before, let me share my perspective. So back in the day, I was very, very much channeling a lot. Like, I didn't even know what a twin flame was. In 2016, I had no clue. I've never researched it. I've never done anything. And I was told very clearly in 2016, I'll never forget it. I was in a swimming pool in a beautiful part of the world. And I just got this research twin flames. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. What does that even mean? Like, I'm not interested in this, because that stuff didn't interest me, in all honesty. Anyway, things started to unfold from 2016 to about 2019 for me. And then in 2020, so I kind of learned what a twin flame was, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then in about 2020, I was like, no, this isn't right. This twin flame thing is about separation. It's trying to separate you from like who you are truly meant to be as an individual. So I've been down every direction with this twin flame stuff. I just want you guys to let you know. I just want to let you guys know I've literally been in every direction. So I'm open to any discussion on this. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm going to give you my perspective on twin flames, and then Emma will give you her perspective on twin flames, because she is in a twin flame relationship with her husband, Kevin. That's, you know, that's her belief system. And, you know, like, I completely support that. So twin flame relationships are not easy relationships. What basically twin flame means is, or at least if you look it up, this is what it means, is it's one soul that was split into two and then kind of thrown in different directions, with the intention that if the time was right, and if at the, you know, the lives and the circumstances and whatever took place, they would come back together. Now, I believe everybody has a twin flame, but you might be 60 years of age and your twin flame might be 2. However, that's not the case with everybody, because everybody's searching for their twin flame. And this is what I want you guys to stop doing this. Okay. No, literally, you are the same soul, and you've been separated. So twins have separate souls. Just to be like normal sets of twins, they have separate souls. Okay, or at least most of them do. My nephew, who was killed when he was 5, he shared a soul. That's what I channeled, which is why he actually got taken out, because every incarnation needs to have a soul. So that, I'm just answering that question in the chat there. So the way that this works is we've got one soul. It gets split into two with the premise of you guys are going to come back and do some absolute magical work together. But first, you need to go off and figure yourselves out. And then we're going to bring you back together if the time is right, if the years align, because obviously a 2-year-old and a 60-year-old that's never going to work ever. So, you know, what tends to happen is there's some characteristics with twin flames, and it doesn't mean you have to have all of them, but there are some. You might find that it's quite normal that twin flames have about anywhere 7 or plus years age difference, because obviously that keeps people apart. It might be that you're thrown over opposite sides of the world to each other. It might be that your circumstances are like, it's not easy finding your twin flame. It's not like they live in the house next door. You know, it just doesn't happen like that. Okay. So there's complexities to twin flame relationships, because obviously when you face to face with the person that is you in another body, whether it's a man or a woman, it's irrelevant. Oh my God, do you get triggered? Literally, it's everything you hate about yourself stood in front of you. It's everything that you love about yourself stood in front of you. And this is the interesting dynamic of a twin flame relationship and a twin flame dynamic. Is there anything else you want to add into that for now?
You're like duck.com. You're brilliant there, Luce.
I'm like duck, Kev, aren't I? It's now duck. Now on this subject, I'm very passionate. Like, I'm very passionate about relationships anyway. This is the most amazing relationship. Like, I love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. So in the original, great question, Denise. Denise has put, so is Nefertiti and Organite and twin flames or soulmates? This is confusing. So I believe in the original incarnation, they were actually soulmates, not twin flames.
I think soulmates.
Yeah. I believe it is, and that's my belief system on it. It's rare that twin flames can come together and create that amount of shift. Although that said, I do believe that this is the this is if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. Do twin flames incarnate? No, I've already said that, Lizzie. A twin flame could be 2 and you could be 60. Your twin flame could be in a different realm and you could be living the human experience. And this is why I say, please stop searching for your twin flame. Like, just be the best person you can be. Go on then.
You're going to be, you've got to do you, and you could be doing you on the other side of the world. So there's a chance you're never going to meet your twin flame. I could have never met Kev before. I didn't believe in twin flames until I met Kev.
I didn't know about twin flames.
Yeah. So I thought soulmates and twin flames was the same thing, just people using different words.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people say, "Oh, soulmate, twin flame," as it's the same thing, and it's not. It's very, very, very different.
It really is. But then, I think what made me, the twin flames, like you're saying, we could be on different sides of the world, different ages, and again, that's your contract as you're coming through. You're coming through, addressing different levels of your journey in different places, and I feel like that. Because I genuinely feel like I'm on my last journey.
Me too.
So I feel that's why I've met my twin flame.
Yeah, beautiful. Love that.
Because I'm on my last journey. And when I met Kev, he's the same. He believes he's on his last journey.
Yeah.
And the difference with is you're so the same yet so different at the same time. It's such an explosive energy. You know, when I first met Kev, I was like, yeah, not for me. And honestly, he walked around the corner and I was like, yeah, not for me. No, he's definitely one of them that just wants a one night stand. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, we love
10
you.
10 years later, 2 kids, we've barely been apart. And it's literally the next day he said to me, because I had 4 kids, he said to me, I've gone away and thought about it and I can take on your 4 kids and love them like my own, because he didn't have kids. And he was like, I just know I need to be with you. And I was like, this is the strangest thing, because when people said to me I love him, and I'm like, you've only known him 2 weeks, don't be ridiculous. And after 2 weeks we were like planning moving in together, but I'd known him all my existence.
Yeah,
everything about that man I knew, and he knew you know, he was home to me. I knew there was there's not, oh, what if you find something out? I knew I wasn't going to. I knew he was my forever.
This sounds way too easy for a twin flame relationship, just throwing it out there.
Oh, believe you me, Kev told me I'm not allowed to say anything else.
Oh. Okay, all right, we'll save that for offline then.
We've had our moments, and that's how I know it's not soul, because we've had our moments, because sometimes I'm like, well, they're so opposite. Why do I feel so connected to you? But he's like, I'm the left leg and he's the right leg. Completely different, need a different shape of shoe on each, but can't walk without the other.
Yeah, love that. That's funny. That's a really beautiful way of putting it. Haley's going, oh no, but she's going, oh, it's so cute. So I want to go a little bit further into a typical twin flame relationship, if that's okay. You know, that's what I would like to do, because I've met my twin flame, and frig me is the language I'm going to use. Has it been a wild journey over many, many, many years? And I mean, like I say, I didn't even know what twin flames were when I met this person. And, you know, like, it's wild how similar to me this person is. It's bizarre. It's the most bizarre thing. I'm literally like, now obviously I know, I'm like, oh my God, this is so weird. We even look alike. Like, it's just bizarre on every level, you know? And like, we'll do really, like, there has been crazy things that have taken place, like within days or minutes of each other. We're doing exactly the same thing. Like, it's absolutely bizarre. And like I say, this has been going on for years, so it's not about this now moment, but that's what's been going on for years. And, you know, this person triggered me so badly. Oh my gosh, did he trigger me? And the beautiful thing about it is I triggered him too. We did a really good job. Yeah, we did a really good job of triggering each other. But do you know what? They say, and I don't know if this is the truth or not, but they say when you meet your twin flame, it will be passionate, it will be exciting, it will be all those things. And then something will literally just make it go boom. And from that moment, it's when it's about spiritual awakening. It's about getting on your path. It's about remembering what you got sent down to do. And a lot of people avoid it. Now, I'm really lucky and I'm so grateful to this person. Like, literally, listen, he's one of the reasons I'm the person I am today. And I'm so grateful for it every single day. You know, I've had some amazing relationships because he triggered the healing in me to go and do that. I've had some amazing experiences because of that, you know, like that's what I've, you know, I really have. So I'm grateful every single day, but it has not been nice. It has not been anything but hideous, to be honest with you. But then, you know, it doesn't matter. Like we live miles away from each other, but we'll pass each other in the most random of places. And I mean, completely unplanned. We will bump into each other in a country that neither of us live in. It's bizarre. Like, that's how I know 1,000,000% I am 100. I'm not in a twin flame relationship now, just so you guys know I'm not. I know you guys are probably like, so is this, you know, is this your relationship or whatever? But I am not in a twin flame relationship. Okay. This is a relationship that has been, you know, it's something that's been going on for many years, and it's changed me as a person. It really has. And like I say, I've been through a period of time whereby I'm like, I'm not going to be separate from me anymore. I'm going to be me. And that's the giving up of the attachment that I was talking about earlier. Once you lose that attachment, you can literally move on with your life, and because you don't have to be with your twin flame. You don't have to. They say if you're in, yeah, exactly. Some people, you know, what they say, if you're in an intimate relationship with your twin flame, it's, you know, once you've got over the mirroring and the healing and everything else, it's the most magical thing, and you can literally create some of the most amazing shifts. And that's why I believe twin flame relationships are quite well spoken of this lifetime, and people are searching for them, because I truly believe that these are the kind of relationships that are going to change the world in a bigger way. Soulmate relationships will as well. Listen, we are looking for love. We are literally looking for love. This is about bringing the love back in, back on alignment. Lucy, can you meet and be with them and then leave? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did, Georgie. So, and it's very common for that. There's this thing called runner and chaser with a twin flame, where one of you runs and the other one chases, and then one of you realizes that and then you're like, oh, right, okay, I need to hold space. I need to just let this person heal. I need to let them go on their journey. And you often go off and meet other people and rise in love and all those, like, it's wild twin flame relationships.
Yeah, you do hear a lot. 30 years will go by, 40 years will go by, and they'll just bump back into each other and boom, they're back together. Like, I think if I'd have ever met Kev when we were 18 or younger, it had been hideous. I think it was, we were both at the right age. Because when I look at it, like the things he's done in his lifetime and me and mine, we'd have just been on totally different paths. But we've both awoke each other. I'm finally seeing what I need to see when I'm looking at Kevin. I'm like, oh God, and I'm finally working on me and stuff. And without that, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And he doesn't have to open his mouth. I just, with him, in his energy, I look, I say things, and then I'll say to him sometimes, oh, that was me. And he's not had to open his mouth now. I'm just, because I can read him, his energy is telling me where I'm stepping out. He had his big awakening because he was around me. But yeah, you do hear the twin flames. It's really, really, really more common for them to separate and not speak to each other for a long, long time and come back together than it is for people to stay together.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why I said,
more common.
As I know you guys have obviously had stuff go on, but it sounds very, very simplistic in a twin flame relationship, which is beautiful. But at the end of the day, you deserve it. Clearly, that's why you've got it. Like it's such an interesting journey, and I'm grateful for the experience that I've been on. But my goodness gracious me, ladies and gents, I wouldn't be chasing it if I was you. Not from my experience. I'd run like the fucking clappers, excuse my French. Literally, I'd be running and I wouldn't ever look back if I was you. But that's just my experience. It really is.
You're funny. You're funny. Like lying on a bed of nails for you, isn't it, Luce?
Honest, babe. That's the word that I'm going to use here. I'm honest. Twin flame for me has been laying on a bed of nails, as Emma put it. It's been amazing, painful, but you know what? I wouldn't be the person that I am today without. And you know what? I witnessed this person, and I'm so freaking proud. So, because I'm like, that's me. Like, go you. Like, and honestly, it's amazing. So amazing witnessing somebody that is literally your soul, the person that is you. Like, it's amazing to feel that. It's amazing to know that. It doesn't mean that I want to go and hop into bed with him, but it just means that it's amazing to be able to support that and love and really honor, the other part of my soul. Wild, isn't it?
That's just maybe a little bit emotional, that.
Oh, I don't even think that was me speaking then, by the way.
No, it wasn't.
It was just that, like, I don't, that's,
you glazed over and you focused in, and it was like.
So all of you that want to see me channel, you've just seen me channel. Literally, people say all the time, I want to see you channel. I'm like, you see me channel all the freaking time. You just don't know, because I don't go rub my hands and then change voice. That's the part. That's the whole point. People go, Emma knows when I channel. She comes to my seminar. She's got like, I've got a great picture of you channeling. I'm like, oh, thanks, babe. Thank you. She's like, oh my God, it's amazing.
I can see your face shifting. I'm like, get the camera.
Here's the time that she just embodies whoever it is, and she doesn't ever ask, because she doesn't give a shit. You know, it's just amazing. So there were a few questions earlier on. Is there anything else you want to share on twin flame relationships? I think we've happily put a few people off meeting their twin flame now. Sorry, not sorry.
I just feel if everyone's going to meet who they're supposed to meet when they're supposed to, so just enjoy your journey in between it and around it. So I never thought that I was going to call in, or I was going on date after date and then suddenly sat there one day and went, you know what? I know my worth. I'm sick of this now. It's just me and the kids, and I'll take what I'm supposed to have when it comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking. You 2 weeks later, Kev walked around the corner. But I was willing to go years, 2 years. I had enough, and I wasn't. But before that, it's like we were always brought up to, oh, well, who's my soulmate? Have I met my soulmate? Am I going to meet them? Am I with them? And it's like, just enjoy being you, love being you, and they will come in. Exactly. And if they don't, you're already with your soulmate. You're with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I love that, Emma. I love that. So I'm just going back through the chat, and there's a couple of questions. So Lizzie's put, so the karmic energy brought into your life is also like a healing from your past life too. So just to be really clear, there's many facets to this. There's many different realms that we coexist in. So at the moment, we're collapsing all of those different timelines. Some people call it, I call it realms because I don't see it as timelines. We're bringing all of those in together, and we're collapsing all of those realms into one, which is why we're having wild dreams, which is why lots of healing's coming up, which is why you're like, wow, I know you, but you know that you've never met that person before. So it's literally, we're bringing everything into wholeness right now. That's so karmic lesson from here, generational, collective, you name it, it's all going on right now. Next thing, jump in at any point. From a human perspective, clinging to a karmic relationship is like a trauma bond thing. Yeah, absolutely. We've there's lots of trauma bonding taking place on the planet right now. Codependent relationships, they tend to come from karmic side of things as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Jill,
you do think you're going to victim mode, don't you, with it? It's
for sure. It's safe, right? It's safe to be victim. I've heard a few people say recently that they don't believe in victim consciousness. Look in the mirror is all I'm going to say to that. Look in the mirror. Very, very, very important message that you need to get from that. What if you haven't had a lot of relationships? Is that a good or bad thing? Got an opinion on that, Em? It's Jill. That's why I called you.
Gem will do. It's a crystal. Will do. No, I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't. People. Not being in many relationships, I mean, is it through fear? Is it through self-respect? It depends how you go through. If you're happy where you are, exactly. You don't have to have 1,000 people. You don't have to have, up until I was 30, I'd only ever had 3 relationships, like 2 before my husband, because I met him very young. And then I went on so many dates.
But I look at people like, and that's my response is, if you're happy, why does it care if you've had 1 or 100? Like, as long as you're happy, it doesn't matter. For me personally, I look at people who have found their soulmate, their partner young, and they're still happy later on in life. Like, I look at you and I'm like, wow, I really admire you, and I love the fact that you've gone on this growth together. If you're unhappy, I would look at the fear that Emma mentioned a moment ago.
Yeah.
Really interesting. The next question, what Lizzie put was, so do we ask the other person before we come down here to bring in the karmic relationship to us? We answered that. So I'll just go past that. We definitely said that, yes, we basically write the contract before we come in. Do you two remember past lives together? Me and Emma. Oh yeah. Emma and I remember past lives. We've you'll notice it on some of the footage that I share in the future. You'll see.
Yeah, we're all souls together. It's bizarre. It's really, really bizarre.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wild old journey. Are there any other questions? I answered the one about Nefertiti and Akhenaten. So a twin flame relationship is not necessarily about uniting in the human. Let me read this again. So a twin flame relationship is not necessarily about uniting in this experience as human. Then what is the purpose? The purpose is, if you incarnate at the same time, you're here to do massive work together. So there is a purpose, but if you're not ready, If you've not done the work, if this, you know, if you've still got other things that you need to come through, then that's why your twin flame won't incarnate at the same time. I hope that clears that up for you, sweetheart. Do you have anything else to add on that, Em?
No, that's perfect.
Okay. So, Lisa's asked if my twin flame wanders. That will be a yes. That will be a big fat yes. Yes, I should have passed over that question. Lucy, if you're going to do a soul school, you'll see Lucy channel a lot. Yes, you're absolutely correct. You may find your twin flame when you're not actually looking for them. Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point. If you stop looking, chances are you're going to find the person. Yeah, awesome. So that's all of the questions done. Us two have a family resemblance, apparently, Em.
Oh, do we?
That's what Penny's just put in the chat. So apparently we've got a family resemblance. We weren't actually family in our past lives, but we're very, 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 very. We've been through lots and lots of things together, lots and lots of things, and we've come together to do this work on many, 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 many occasions, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Emma, it's been amazing to have this chat with you.
I know, I love it.
Can you believe an hour and 3 minutes has gone?
I always think, God, what we're going to do for an hour, and then when we get to the end, I'm like, oh, is it over already?
Can I stay and hang out a little bit longer? Sorry, I keep knocking the table and it keeps wobbling, so I apologise to all of you that think you're on a boat right now. Ladies and gents, please can we give it up in the chat for Emma? Give her a big round of applause. Smash the thumbs up, smash the love heart, just to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We will get Emma back on soon. Maybe we'll do something cool, channeling or something. Emma and I are going to do another psychic event, by the way. We are going to do another channeling event. We need to lock in a date. It will be after my wanders, unless for some reason we do it whilst I'm on the wander, maybe.
Well, you never know. That's just come through for a reason.
Oh, right. Maybe. Okay, so ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching tonight. I hope this has really helped you. Emma, thanks so much for your perspective and your knowledge and your wisdom, sweetheart.
Thank you. Love you.
And I will see you later on. I love you too, my sweetheart. Mwah. Lots of love, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.